My fear of elevators and my fear of getting on a plane, claustrophobia, and how I'm dealing with it. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. So I want to share with you a personal detail about my life. I have not been aboard a plane in 25 years. And I avoid elevators and I run flights of steps, even on high buildings. And how this all came about was when I was a child, back in a long time ago, late 50s and early 60s. Childhood was very different. Our parents could send us out all day. We would play, and as long as we were home for dinner, for supper, as we called it, no one ever, worried about their children because we lived in a small town and everything was good. So one day, my friends and I, we would go play in this old, abandoned, spooky, haunted house, as we called it. And we would go in there and we would hide and play hide and seek. Well, I hid in a closet and it was dark, a dark closet. There's no lights in the house. And when the door shut, I shut it. It didn't have a doorknob on it or something. I don't know what happened exactly, but it wouldn't open. And my friends kept looking for me, but I didn't think anything was wrong. So I kept very quiet because I didn't want them to find me. It was hide and seek. Well, apparently they all left because they thought I left and went home. Now we were like 5 and 6 years old. And so I was in the closet and I started banging, but no one heard me. And no one thought to look for me until the end of day when I didn't come home for supper. And my mom on the old rotary dial started calling up all the neighbors and asking them if they'd seen me. And they said no, but then one said, well, their son had been playing hide and seek and they thought I went home. And my mom said I'd never come home. So we lived in a small town. And so my mom called the police department and I called them Andy and Barney because that's about what they were like back in our little country type town. And they went out looking for me. And part of that was to search that old house. And it wasn't the Barney and Andy that found me. It was my mama. My mama went all over that house screaming for me. And I heard her and I started pounding on that door. And she grabbed me and hugged me and loved on me and took me home and gave me a good bath and fed me and reprimanded me never to go in that old house again. And I don't think I ever did. And I think then later somebody tore it down and built something else there. I don't even know if they built something else there. Anyhow, from that day forward, I was averse to closed in spaces. And for a long time, I wouldn't go in anything closed in. Even sometimes I'd have to leave the doors open. Often people will see one of my doors to my screened-in porch opened in the kitchen. Now I have locks and cameras and security and all that, so that's not an issue. But I leave the door open because I like that fresh air, that being able to get outside in. And so I was able to overcome my fear of closed-in spaces enough to travel the world, go with my husband, move around the world, and all of that. And to some degree, I could get on an elevator, but I tried to avoid it as much as possible. But about 25 years ago, I had a very, very long flight, and my legs started spasming, and I had a middle seat. I didn't have a, first class or aisle seat at the time. And so my legs spasmed the whole way, and I kind of went into a hype, where you just, are kind of panicking. I didn't show my panic to anybody, but I inwardly felt that way. And so after that, I refused to get on an airplane, and that's been 25 years. And so recently I've had some tremendous opportunity, but it requires flying. And so I have decided to face my fears rather than avoid my fears. And I decided that today if I go out a little bit later, I'm going to get on an elevator. And I know an elevator that only has one floor, 2 floors. So it's a pretty safe elevator. And I'm going to get on that elevator and push the button. And I might even do a video if they let me do a video in there. And do it facing my fear to get on that elevator. That's step 1. And because of the tremendous opportunity that I have, I want to travel again. I need to travel again. by plane on a regular type of level. And so I am planning on facing that fear. I'll probably, let them know that on the plane that I have claustrophobia, so bear with me, and let them know beforehand. And I'm facing my fear. I'm facing my fear. Now, everybody's different, and I'm not suggesting that you should go face your fear if you have claustrophobia or how you should do it. I'm just telling you my story and my journey, okay? Well, from my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.